G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to some more Aston Villa career mode. This is episode number 21 and we're going to be starting off today getting the confirmation email that we sold Engels, our centre back, after bringing in our big transfer last episode in Kunde. We've got basically a plethora of centre backs, so I decided to get rid of one and Engels is the one that is gone. And the first game of this episode is going to be up against Everton. But first we get a little message that McGinn's development plan has fully completed, so he's an 83 overall with a +4, so it makes him about an 87. But should McGinn be sold next season is what I'm thinking about, because I got to start thinking about upgrades to this team, because it doesn't look like we're going to be finishing in the Champions League place at this stage unless we win like every single one of our games from here on out, which is definitely a possibility because we do get on runs with this team and we can go on great high scoring runs and we can beat any team, but the problem is we can lose and draw to any team as well. But we start off against Everton here and Ross Barkley's going to get on the score sheet early on, and he gets another through ball here, but it gets snuffed out by the Everton defence. But Pickford kicks it straight into Barkley, and I think that's one of the craziest goals I've ever scored. I have not scored any goals similar to that one before. It was just a really crazy goal. And there we get a great cross in to Nkunku, but it gets saved, but Grealish is there for the follow. And all of a sudden it's 3-0 in the first half and we're still looking for more. And we actually end up getting a fourth here, so we absolutely destroyed this Everton team. And they're having a terrible season in this one. You see, I didn't bother showing the last couple of goals because it was already over by half-time. We end up winning 5-1, and next up is going to be Leicester. You see, they don't have Jamie Vardy anymore. And I don't think they have Maddison either, but they've brought in Raul Jimenez from Wolves and Mason Mount from Chelsea. So they've got a decent team. They've also got in Tar as a big centre-back signing. They don't have Schmeichel, at least he's not starting. But on the attack again early on, through Edwards to Barkley to Watkins, and Watkins is going to win the Golden Boot this season. Barkley's not going to steal it from him this season because Watkins is on track to break the record of goals in a single season of 32, I think the record is at the moment, but he'll be looking to break that in the coming episodes. But from a corner now, we get it to Kunde, and Kunde scores his first goal for Aston Villa, his new club, and he's been fitting in quite well so far. I think him and Gabriel Carlos are going to form a pretty good partnership down back, and we're going to need them to if we're going to have any chance of pushing forward into the top four and the Champions League next season. But there we get it to Watkins, and Watkins actually gets lucky there, hits it off Tar and gets the goal. And when I say Champions League next season, I also mean this season as well, because we're still in it so far. But you see Leicester managed to get another one back here, so they're still in the game. But unfortunately it was too little too late. You see there, we did have a lot more chances than them, and we ended up winning 3-2. But next we have a massive game up against Spurs. You see, we're currently in 6th place, 6 points behind Spurs, and we can halve that deficit with a win here. You see, they've got Henderson from Liverpool, who's their captain. They've also got Upamecano and John Stones as their centre-back pairing. But you see there, this is a big game, 5th v 6th, and this is going to basically determine if we can move up in the table at all. And we've been starting these games off very well, as our captain Grealish curls one around Lloris there and goes and celebrates with the fans. But Grealish has just been great this season. He's been better than last season. The only problem is last season we were better as a team. But Kunde there can't get it out properly, and it falls back to Son, and Son levels it up. Probably should have just cleared it instead of trying to pass it out from the back. But now Harry Kane just waltzes past my defender there, and all of a sudden Tottenham go up early on in the second half. We're not going to stop Watkins to Barkley, the dynamic duo of last season, getting it done again today. And Barkley's going to get one to tie this game back up. And this was probably game of the year. Watkins plays a great ball over the top to Nkunku, and Nkunku's going to whack it on his left and score and puts us back in the lead. So lead changes everywhere. Ross Barkley now cuts back, waits for the run of Edwards. Edwards is going to get to the byline. He's going to cut it back to Douglas Luiz. It gets blocked. Falls back to Douglas Luiz, and he manages to squeeze it in. Don't know how we got lucky there with the ricochet bouncing back straight to Douglas Luiz. But Tottenham weren't stopping. They did manage to get back one consolation goal, but it was too little too late in this game as well, as we win a very pivotal game there to cut the deficit. But now, here's the start of this big fixture. We're going up against Inter Milan in the Champions League. It's going to be a very tough game, as any game would be in the Champions League. I think what would be an easy side to play? Maybe Leipzig or Villarreal, Napoli, but definitely not Inter Milan and the majority of the other teams in it. It's going to be tough no matter what. First game is our home leg, so we're going to have to make sure we keep it kind of low scoring because we don't want to give up too many away goals. But you see their team, they've got a bunch of ex-United players there with Lukaku, Martial and Maguire. And then they've got Christian Eriksen, Hakimi, and their backline is full of big names there with Skriniar, Harry Maguire, who's the captain. And I think that was Jerome Boateng there as well. So a very experienced backline. We try to get on the attack first here. We get it to Nkunku on the edge of the box. He tries to finesse one, but it hits the crossbar and the keeper manages to catch it off the rebound. But that would have been a perfect start. But now it's Inter on the attack through Martial. Cuts it back to Hakimi. Hakimi with the fancy footwork. That was just too fast and too good for me and my centre-backs to defend there. That was crazy. And they're not stopping Martial. Back to Hakimi. And Hakimi is a massive problem. And he plays it to Martial, who has a one-on-one. And he's not going to miss that. And all of a sudden they're 2-0 up with 2 away goals within the first half an hour. But we do get one back here through Barkley. A great ball there from Nkunku. So we get straight back into this game. Look at the ball there as well. How good does that ball look, I must say. But yeah, trying to tie it now. We get it over to Nkunku, who tries to take it first time on the volley, but he skies it. Probably should have taken a touch there. But I decided on the spectacular. And I've just lofted it over the crossbar. Not by a lot, but I should really be hitting the target from there. And Watkins tries to find Barkley, and he does, but Handanovic comes out and makes a great save. That would have been a big goal tying it up. But all of a sudden they find Hakimi again on this wing. He's had all the time and space in the world, and he chips the keeper. And Hakimi, in my opinion, has been man of the match in this game, and he is freakishly good in this game. As they get it through to Martial again. It's another one-on-one, and he beats Martinez again as we go down 4-1, and this is going to be brutal. And it's going to be next to impossible to come back from the aggregate 4 away goals. So we're going to have to at least score 4 ourselves. But getting back into the Premier League now, the last game of the episode, it's going to be up against Watford. You see I'm rotating the side because I do believe we should be able to beat Watford pretty easily. And after that poor performance in the Champions League, I need to change something, so I made about 5 changes or so before we played this game against Watford, including our young Cam Porter, who gets it to Wesley, and Wesley tucks one in at the 10-minute mark. And that was basically all that happened in this game. There were a lot of chances, but it only finished 1-0, but 3 points is 3 points, so I'll definitely take that. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Next episode, we're going to be starting off with a game against Liverpool, and we're probably going to have the second leg of that Champions League fixture, but we're probably going to get knocked out. But it's going to be a big game nonetheless. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.